Now recording, possibly.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Update podcast. It is episode 50 and possibly the worst sounding podcast we've done to date, but hopefully not. I really hope not. Please, no.
I mean, we haven't just spent the last hour solving technical issues at all. I mean, I didn't sit down and my mic wasn't working, your mic wasn't working, then you sounded like you were 16 years old again, then you had super bass and no bass, and it's going good, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, before we get into that, because I think we should probably talk about that during our This Week bit, I would like to remind everybody that we are now supported by Patreon, which is lovely. And I would have told you about how many patrons we've got, but I've forgotten to look because I'm useless. But if you're enjoying the show, then you could go to patreon.com/the Minecraft Update and help us out. The pricing is per podcast rather than per month, and the minimum perks you will get are access to our Patreon-only feed for bonus content, and we've now got one bonus show out there. It's technically a video rather than a podcast, but it was good fun. Access to live episode recordings when we do those, and access to the Patreon-only Discord channels, and you also get a fancy Discord role. So sign up. Why not? It's January. Everybody got Christmas money. Spend it on us. It'd be nice. Please, I like it.
Wait, you got money for Christmas?
Yes.
Why didn't I get
But
money
I'm not
for
spending
Christmas?
it. I need mine.
Okay.
Yeah. Slack.
Interesting.
Slack.
What?
Before we get into this week, then, should we have a rundown of our audio problems, just so everybody knows at home?
Oh yeah, go for it. Go for it. Yep.
Okay. So I think my audio issues aside, the most distracting thing for me recording this is that it sounds like there's a little man turning a water wheel or like a milling wheel at Slack's house as we're recording this, because Slack uses Crisp, which is a noise reduction thing, and but it only works on one audio source. So if he's recording with it, like he is for the podcast, he can't have it through Discord as well, because it then makes all sorts of weird crackling noises. So as a result, I'm hearing Slack through Discord with this very strange sound in the background, but that's all fine. But I think you're just about set up now, yeah? Everything's good for you?
Yeah, I just love how you're hearing the sound of the fan on my second computer, because that's the only noise in this room. That's and that's the water cooler fan.
But it's so loud.
but it's not. It's genuinely not, Foxy. Why Discord be weird? Is Discord using the right mic?
Yeah. Well, my audio issues went from what I thought was going to be absolutely amazing to the worst thing in the world. So, as I've talked about on the podcast before, I used to use a Go XLR. I recently moved over to use the Wave XLR Elgato system, which also comes with the very fancy Stream Deck Plus. And all was going well until I fiddled with it. And the reason I fiddled with it is because, for two reasons. One is, if you're using the Elgato system, all of your audio processing as you are speaking into the microphone is done via software, via plugins, which means even when you're not using your microphone, your computer resources are using, depending on what plugins you've got in, but up to like 10% CPU usage, and making your computer chug along a lot hotter and using more power than it should do, which I didn't really like. It also adds a massive delay onto your audio as well. So you talk into it and then the people the other end of the internet hear you a second after you're speaking, which means that it's more difficult to have a conversation. And the other reason was I started doing some patron chat, like hangout things, where I bought myself for Christmas, with my Christmas money, Slack, a nice little sort of easy chair. And I've set up my office now. I've got rid of all my desks apart from one. And I've put myself an old TV on an old coffee table next to that with my Xbox plugged into there. And I've been sitting on an evening, hanging out with my Discord peeps, playing the Spider-Man Miles Morales, because that's available for PC now. The problem with that is, because my main microphone is bolted to the wall behind my desk so that it's not attached to my desk, so that every time I move my mouse, it doesn't go bang, 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 which it was doing for ages. I can't move it over there. So I needed to use a second microphone. So I was using a wireless headset, which sounded absolutely awful. And then I decided, well, I've got a wireless microphone. Why don't I use that? And it's quite a nice one. But in order to do that, then I'd have to change all of my audio settings all the time. And the Wave XLR system doesn't allow for different microphone profiles like the Go XLR does. So I came up with a genius plan, Slack. That was to have both of the microphones plugged into the Go XLR because it has 2 microphone inputs, and then you can use profiles to switch between them. And the other advantage of that is I can do all of my audio processing, or the majority of it, the compressor, the gate, the limiter, and the de-esser, before it goes into the Wave XLR, push all of that into the Wave XLR and still benefit from all of the fantastic software stuff on that. And then I had a very small handful of plugins on that, just making everything sound absolutely perfect. Until today. So I spent a good day doing all this and going through all my audio stuff. I got it perfect. I didn't need the deep breath thing because I got my gate set up just right so it didn't hear any of my breathing noises. I got the sound, the noise reduction working perfectly. I got my EQ all analyzed and set up really beautifully. And we came to do the podcast today, and I sounded like, first of all, I sounded like I was underwater. And then I just had this really weird sort of buzzing noise through the audio. And for some reason, Slack's not the only person to say this, but when I use this through Discord, apparently I sound like I'm a teenager.
Also, as a minor update, I just figured out why everything on my end sounds weird to you.
Why is that?
Apparently, Windows decided that my microphone needs to be cranked to 98% instead of 78%.
Oh, okay.
And it won't let me turn it down while I'm actively using the mic recording. So it won't let me turn it down past 90%. So that's why you're hearing the fans.
Well, this could be fun.
Because that means the raw audio is going in at a very high rate, and then Crisp is trying to fix it. So,
oh, geez, Slack.
Oh, it's picking up all kinds of, I see it picking up stuff in the background, too.
What, on the actual podcast recording?
Yes.
Ah! Goody. Are you sure there isn't an aeroplane and someone pushing an airport trolley behind you in your room?
I'm sure. Just, I don't even have my fan on, and I'm sitting here sweating because of this.
Oh, okay. Well, Slack. Before
this is a good podcast.
Yeah, let's continue with this audio thing because I had other ideas, Slack.
Mm-hmm.
I was researching what if, instead of using a Go XLR or a Wave XLR or one of these fancy streamer devices, what if I went old school and got myself a sound card for my computer, right? And then like an audio rack that had like hardware mic inputs, hardware compressor, hardware, all of that stuff. And I worked out that I could get all of that for the low price of around about £600 for everything, which seemed a lot of money considering I've already got more audio equipment than I can fit in a small room.
I don't think you need more. I think more is the problem.
No, but it just irritates me that nothing works the way it should. It's really frustrating, and it's really frustrating having all of these devices on your desk that you end up cobbling together. See, the Go XLR is great, but it's missing a couple of functions that mean you're always having to make do with a couple of things and do a couple of workarounds. The Elgato system's great, but it's software based, and that's also got a couple of limitations, so you're having to make workarounds. And then I found there's a new device out. I know there's the beacon stuff, which I don't want. I don't want to change my microphone, so the beacon stuff's all built into the microphone. I don't want that. There's another device that I found online from a company called M Audio, which make, generally speaking, quite high quality sound equipment. And this is called M Game. And they've even got they've got two things. They've got an M Game Solo and an M Game Duo. And they're pretty much the same as the Go XLR, but they have everything you could possibly want. And they look like they've got everything you need. And I thought, oh, that's great. That's fantastic. Apart from one thing. After analysing all of their software stuff, they're missing a music channel. So they've got routing like the Go XLR and the things they've got where you've got here's my microphone, this one's voice chat for Discord, this one's my game audio, this is that, and the other. And it's great when all of that stuff's done with hardware like it is on the Go XLR. The M Game thing's got all of that, but they don't have one for music. So you then have to link your music either to your system sounds or your game. So it's just, there's always one thing that's not right. And then I was like, well, I've got this old little Focusrite box that served me perfectly for years. Maybe I could use that with some audio things like Bruno was talking about, like these virtual audio cables. I even set that up the other day again to see if that would be any better. And it does sound great coming through that, but that's got absolutely no control to it at all. So then you're having to run separate programs to do any sort of plugins for your audio again, and it just ends up a big mess. I just want something, a wire that goes into my computer, and all of my audio stuff is already processed. I don't need to worry about anything at all. I would love that, but it
sounds like the magic mic.
Well, it just sounds like having a proper professional audio setup, which costs a lot of money. So, and then that still wouldn't give you all of your different inputs and outputs for your game and your music and stuff through OBS. So you're still going to have some sort of audio solution, but at least your stuff would be great. And that would be lovely to not have to worry about any updates messing it up or pressing the wrong button or not plugging it in or the USB not being recognized and it changing all of your stuff. It'd be great just to plug a wire in and go, that's better. But alas, Slack, we're stuck with what we got, I guess, for now.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that, my dude. They just, not for us anyways.
No, maybe one day. Maybe one day. Jeez. Right, okay. That's enough of me moaning about audio stuff. We've padded that out for a good few minutes. Now, let's finally get into this week and find out what we've both been doing. Starting with you, Slack.
Oh, starting with me. Well, I mean, my first issue that I got listed there is one of those I can't really go into a lot.
No, I wouldn't make it too gruesome, Slack.
Yeah, let's just say Thursday. Was it Thursday? Yeah, it was Thursday evening. Family came back from the grocery. They brought home this nice big 15-pound ribeye, and it needed to be sliced up. And I did slicing on it, and then I had to go to the ER.
Yeah, did slicing a bit too much. To put it.
Yeah, did a little bit too much slicing there with the slicer. So been dealing with that this week and recovering from that, which is getting there. I've been adjusting to the meds. It's weird going back on them because how we talked about last week, how it changes how my mind functions.
Yeah.
I am a more single thought person when I'm on the meds, and a lot of things bother me less. But at the same time, it just feels weird. It's always the adjusting stage. Like when I get on the meds and I stay on the meds, I'm fine. But if I miss a day or two, then my brain starts messing with me. Then I don't want to take it, and then I go down a spiral again, and I end up, crazy Slack again. You know crazy Slack. You've dealt with him for a few years now. So it's forcing myself to stay on this routine of the pills are not the enemy in this situation, which is a hard one to deal with.
And the biggest problem with that is it's like you get to a certain point where you're like, oh, I feel great. I don't think I even need these pills anymore. And then you stop taking them, and then you're fine for a little while, and then it all creeps back in again. And then it's like, I really don't want to have to. Oh man, I thought I was better. And it's so disappointing, and it's hard work. So I do feel for you, bud. I really do.
Yeah. So I'm really focused on trying to make sure that I don't do exactly that. You think you're good, and you're like, I don't need it. I'm good. I haven't had no issue for a while. Not realizing that that's the reason that you're not having the issues.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like last night I went to bed and I didn't take it. And I was laying in bed and I realized that. I thought, I'm okay. I've been doing good. Today, I was having, just even today, like my mind was playing tricks on me. Like Jen asked me something earlier, and I'm real quick to say, oh, no, never mind. I don't want to talk about it. Never mind. But I noticed that that's part of the point.
Oh, right. Okay. You were saying that to Jen, were you?
Yeah. She said something to me, and I was like, no, never mind. I just don't want to talk about it, And that's one of the things I do when I'm off the meds. Like, I'll push stuff away and not talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of people do that, though. That's just...
I know, but it's even for trivial things. It's like, hey, Foxy, can you, we be building something in Minecraft, but, hey, can you throw me a stack of repeaters? And you'd be like, what's that? And I'd be like, oh, never mind, It's...
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it. It's one of those weird things I do, but I don't do it when I'm on the meds. I'll repeat myself. I don't feel humiliated or feel like an idiot or something like that. So it's just me adjusting and trying to get back in a routine. Like I've streamed now for, I don't remember if I streamed Friday, but I've been trying every day to put myself back on the wagon of just staying in a routine. And it's helping. I just don't want to fall off of it again.
No. Well, yeah, I think you're doing good. So if you can keep it up, that's great. But don't like beat yourself up too much if you wobble or if you falter.
I told you about the cheese thing, right? I can't have cheese.
No, I'm not going to even mention cheese.
Right. Anyways, I can't have cheese, so I've been avoiding that. And I've pretty much made the decision over the last couple of weeks to cut almost sodas completely out of my diet. So I was drinking 12 to 24 a day, and now I'm down to 1 to 3 a day.
Jeez, 12. How do you have time in the day to drink that many sodas?
It's America, I guess. But when I went to the hospital the other day for the emergency, they weighed me at the hospital, and I was like, "That's got to be wrong. That can't be right. Can't be right." And then when I got home, I even got on my scale, and I'm honestly, my scale's been set up on its side near the sink forever. You know, it's one of those things I don't look at because we're not gaining nothing. I've lost 35 pounds in the last 3 weeks.
Just from
sodas.
That's
just from no cheese and no sodas.
Wow.
Really.
Wow. Keep it up. Get rid of the sodas. Soda's bad.
I don't mean this in a bad way. I've gotten to the point where I was ordering 4X shirts because I like my shirts extra comfortable.
Yeah.
I can fit into some of my old 2X shirts now.
Wow. Good for you.
Like I can actually feel the difference in my gut, my pant line around my waist. Like I won't lie, I was up to 42s, and I can put on 40s. I can almost button some of my old 38s again.
Wow. Nice.
It's interesting. So that covers life choices and hand issues and life issues. How's your week been, Foxy?
Well, it's been my last week off, kind of. It wasn't supposed to, but then I ended up having Oliver for a couple of extra days, and I've just really been enjoying this sort of break from everything, really. It's given me a chance to fiddle with my audio a lot and do things like playing Spider-Man Miles Morales with my Discord peeps. And it's given me time to think as well and analyse a lot of things. So I've been going through, I don't like looking at analytics all that much, but I tend to do it a couple of times a year. And I've been going through all my YouTube and Twitch stuff. And I posted a massive post in my announcements on my Discord today with all of my findings about like my watch time and earnings and what's good for my channel and what's bad for my channel. And I made a couple of decisions. So if I was just going to listen to my analytics, if I was just going to base my entire content off what my analytics say is a good thing, then I should technically drop Truly Bedrock altogether. I should only do tutorial videos, add-on videos, and how-to videos, and occasional Minecraft update videos, and I should do all of my streaming on Twitch. But I'm not going to listen to them 100% because I love Truly Bedrock and I love that side of my content. However, I am going to change things a bit. So I'm dropping YouTube streaming altogether. I'm not going to do any more streaming on YouTube. It's all going to go back to Twitch. I'm still going to try and do 4 a week. So I'll still be doing a couple of Truly Bedrocks and a couple of like hardcores with Mitts or whatever else we've got going on at the time. But that's all going to be back on Twitch because as much as the YouTube streams are helpful for the channel and they do bring in a lot more revenue than my videos do, I actually lose subscribers from them.
Yep.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah, some of them, like I've lost 10 subscribers per stream, some are 5, things like that. And the other thing, like the stream VODs that I post on there from the Twitch streams also have the same problem. They just eat subscribers.
Well, like, this is not why I subscribe to you, and I'm unsubscribed.
But they get, for the people that do watch them, they get incredibly good watch time, they get really good engagement, and they have high revenue, which is nice. So everything's going back to Twitch, and all my VODs will go back up to my second channel again instead of my main channel, and my main channel will just be for videos. Now, interestingly enough, I thought that would have the same problem with the long plays that me and you do, but that's not the case. My long plays get a good number of subscribers, they get a good amount of revenue, and they get a good amount of watch time and engagement. So they're staying. No problem with those at all. I'm not going to be doing many. I'm not going to say I'm not going to do any. I'm going to say I'm not going to do many normal length Truly Bedrock videos. I'm going to do all my other Truly Bedrock video and on streams, apart from the stuff that me and you do together, unless there's something I really want to do, because I'm going to focus that time that I would normally make videos when I'm not recording with you on doing things like the little bug videos that I do, or tutorials or add-on things and stuff like that, and try and build that back up again, because that's been missing from my channel for a while. If you look at like my last year, if you go to YouTube, there's an analytics thing where it goes basically what are your top performing videos this year, and the top, it gives you like, is it 20 or 30 videos, something like that? And
let me guess. Like always, it's going to be your top performing videos are going to be tutorials, tips and tricks, add-ons, and or how-to guides.
Yeah, not a single Truly Bedrock video in there, unless it's a really good thumbnail with a farm.
Yep. But my channel's the exact same way.
Well, even those are at the bottom of that list. The top ones are all of the other things. And if you do a comparison year on year, this year has not been a good year for the Foxy No Tail good YouTube channel compared to last year. So, I'm going to go backwards a little bit. I think this last year I've enjoyed doing it the way I've done it, but I think I need to try and get things back on track there. So that's going to change a bit.
Buddy, we both had these kind of same revelations about our channel over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's like I've tried to rebel. I've tried to do my own thing. I've been stubborn about it for a while, and I'm not winning.
No, it's not easy to win with this game. Speaking of game Slack, I might have been playing that Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is really good fun, but another game I have just spent literally the last 2 days buried in. You might have heard of it. It's called Dwarf Fortress, and it's been around forever. And they had a big update in December, and I am 100% addicted to it. It's like they made a game specifically for me. It's got
dwarfs?
All the things that I love in it. It's base building, like micromanagement, like resource gather. It's just great. It's really weird. Like, it's a top-down view, and it was originally designed as an ASCII game. So, like, all of the graphics were just like ASCII symbols, like, you know, like your keyboard symbols. Like,
yeah.
But now it's got graphic stuff. But there's no like animation or anything in it. When people move about, they literally just jump from one square to the next, and it is technically like all in real time. And it takes some getting used to, but it's amazing. I absolutely love it. There are some massive issues with it when it comes to like organizing things. So I played it for about 18 hours straight. And I'd never played it before. I watched one tutorial video online, just sort of how to get started before I started. And I was building this big base, and basically you start off with 7 dwarfs, and then more dwarfs come, and they get married, and they have babies. And I had at one point like 150 dwarfs. I had this big old little kingdom going on. It was really, really good. Everything was good. But then all of a sudden, this thing called a werebeast came along, bit one of my dwarfs, because I hadn't bothered with military or anything like that, because it didn't seem that I needed to. And then once one of your dwarfs gets bitten by that, bearing in mind I had no idea what it was, and I found out all about this afterwards. Every full moon, anyone that's been bit by it will also turn into one of those and go around biting all your other dwarves. So I went from about 150 dwarves to less than 50 in like a couple of hours, and I was like, what's going on? I don't get it. So, I basically had to throw that world away and start a new one, which was like good fun, but it was kind of, it wasn't frustrating. I just didn't expect it at all. But yeah, it's amazing. I love it. I want to play it all the time, but I want to make streams on it, and I want to do videos on it, but I know that's not going to do my channels any good. But yeah, I need to get it out of my system because it's just really good fun. Have you tried it? Have you heard of it?
I was actually looking at that the other day because I just loaded it up on Steam to see what it was, and I was like, that sounds really interesting, because I was looking for a new real-time strategy game, something that I hadn't played, and this was on my list. I didn't end up getting it, but I was looking at it the other day. It was on my list, but not quite up there. I ended up getting another game called Orcs Must Die.
Right.
It was on sale for $2.99. It was a tower defense game.
Really? Okay.
And I love it. It was so much fun. There's like 3 games. After I bought Orcs Must Die 2, I played it with a couple people for a while, and then I noticed that like all of the games were on sale with all the DLC for like $8 or something like that. So I ended up buying them, and I've been down the rabbit hole on those games. They're pretty fun. I love tower defense games. I've always loved tower defense and strategy games.
Yeah, I've only ever played like the Balloons TD series on mobile for tower defense games, and I do really enjoy those. I've just never really got into it on the PC, but then no one's ever really raged about a good tower defense game before, so that'd be interesting to look into.
Yeah, if it's still on sale, it'd be something that we could do as an off thing.
Yeah, but the problem with Dwarf Fortress is there's no multiplayer on that, which is it's not a bad thing because you can just sort of squirrel yourself away and enjoy, a bit of me time. But it'd be nice if there was a multiplayer aspect to it. The other thing is, have you heard of RimWorld?
RimWorld. Oh, that's another game I've been looking at. I'm pretty sure RimWorld.
Well,
loading it now.
That's almost identical from what I've not played it, but from what I've seen, it's very, very similar to Dwarf Fortress, and and I think it's based off it. Like before Dwarf Fortress got its graphical update, they basically went, "Hey, what about if we made this into a different game?" Apparently, there's a lot more micromanagement in there, like for your individual characters. You've got to
yes
do a lot.
Okay, there's people inside my community that have this game and play this one.
Yeah.
And like this one could be really interesting too. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't download that and try that because then I might really like that one as well. The other interesting thing about Dwarf Fortress, I know we've talked about it for a little while now, but it is one of the games that Minecraft was inspired by, believe it or not. So that's what popped up. I saw it pop up the other day. I think someone from Mojang was talking about it, and then all of a sudden I think Pixel Riffs did a stream on it, which I didn't catch. And I just had a look at it and I thought I'll give that a go. I've got a few minutes. It's a small game. I'll see what it's about, and then many later.
That's how it happens, isn't it? When you really get into it. Yep.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That is enough of our weeks. It's time to go into the feedback. And I haven't organised this at all, Slack, so...
feedback. Feedback.
Prepare for...
Sorry, I wasn't looking up a piece of irrelevant information to see if it was true or not.
What's that?
I'd heard the other day that Fortnite was originally designed as a tower defense game, but it became popular in other ways, so it never did. So,
interesting.
Apparently the truth.
Very
interesting. Anyways, random. Yep. Mm-hmm. Feedback.
Right. Starting with Rotated Alface that says, RE time-lapses. I absolutely prefer videos where I can watch the player build in real time, working in first person and explaining their thought process as they progress. The over-reliance on time-lapses is a major reason why I no longer watch much Hermitcraft anymore. The players there often simply rebuild a pre-designed structure in layers like a 3D printer. The final product invariably looks amazing, but the process has zero interest. As for replay mod, Minecraft videos existed long before replay mod and included time-lapses. Replay mod is just a tool like any other, a means to an end, not the end itself. So yeah, pretty much saying what I was kind of saying last week about that. What do you think about that, Slack?
Yeah, I was just rereading the beginning of that. I prefer videos where I can watch the player in real time working in first person versus a time-lapse. I agree for the most part. If I want to watch a time lapse, I want to see it as like a short or something to interest me, to bring me into the channel. I don't particularly like them in videos, but I'm odd too.
Yeah, I think that's just one of those things. Everybody's different on that. I don't think anybody can say time lapses are good or bad. But I think everybody's got a preference, and I kind of fall where Rotated Outface is there. I don't mind a time lapse if it's like very fast. If it's like boop, 30 seconds, done.
I want to see major changes in a short time.
Yeah.
I don't need to see your 2 hours of work in a 10-minute time lapse. No, I want to see like 48 hours of work in a minute.
Oh, really? Yeah, you see, but then you're losing all of that process of going through it and the decision making, which is, for me, if I'm watching someone else's Minecraft video, it's probably because I'm looking for inspiration on something, and I kind of want to know why they've chosen to do this and why they've chosen this block palette and why they've done that, rather than just seeing them do it at an incredibly high rate. I know it's supposed to look impressive. Wow, look what I've done, but I don't want that. I want to know why. So yeah.
I was just explaining if I see a time lapse in a video, if you're showing me your 2 hours of gameplay of flattening out an area, and it takes you 2 minutes of actual time lapse to show me that 2 hours, you follow me?
Yeah.
Then I find that boring. Well, if you showed me, I don't know, you digging out a whole perimeter, which takes several days, in 1 minute, I'm going to be more impressed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. If it's the sort of mundane stuff, I wouldn't mind that so much.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Extreme Game DNA is up next with, hey, y'all, it's been a hot minute from the last time I sent anything in. While listening to the last cast, y'all were talking about what to do about streams, live cast, video cast. Why not do the pod on Twitch, YouTube, and save the video as private? That way the people who are patron can view it live. Then you can post the VOD to YouTube a week later or something like that, and it will give you time to edit it and or the audio cast and them to upload at the same time. I have ideas. Feel free to ask me if you're curious about anything I've said.
We could do that, but then if you're streaming on YouTube or Twitch, that's not really patron only, is it? You can't lock people out from doing that. You're very public doing that, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because obviously that's going to draw more people to the content you're creating, but then it takes away from the fact that that's a perk for the patrons. So I think doing it through Discord and then potentially uploading that at a later date is probably the way to go for now, until we get more comfortable with that. Well, thank you.
Yeah, I would agree on that. I would totally agree. I think the way we got it right now is the best way to continue.
Right, okay. Next piece of feedback is from Rotated Owlface, who says, without wanting to sound salty, I'm very surprised that my idea of breaking torches with an arrow was dismissed out of hand so quickly without a word of discussion. Have none of you ever dug a big hole, realised you've left the torch high up in the chamber, you've just spent an hour digging and had to pillar up to get it? Have you never sealed your spawner farm and then had to go back and knock the torch off the spawner to activate it, only to suddenly be surrounded by cave spiders as you plunged into darkness? Well, wouldn't it be nice just to fire an arrow at those errant torches from a safe place to pop them off? Job done.
No.
No.
No. You can have a grappling hook instead.
I can see where you're coming from on that, Roth. But I really don't see it's a big deal. I think the idea of things being breakable by arrows is probably a bad idea, because then, you know, you've got a skeleton comes over to your base, or somebody comes over to your base and they're shooting a mob, and all of a sudden, you know, they broke one of your torches, and then your base isn't spawn proof anymore, and then a creeper spawns in there. I get what you're saying, but that's why scaffolding or blocks exist, so you can get up to those things and get around them. And if you're doing a spawner farm, use a redstone lamp with a lever that goes somewhere else rather than torches. So, sorry, Rolf.
Yeah, no, bad Rolf. The Big Blue Frog, though, says the Big Blue Brain. I guess they're quoting last week, or Brian. Brian?
Yeah, it is Brain,
Big Blue Brain. Yeah, Brain. I laughed out loud, and that woke up my wife.
I was thinking about that. It should have been the big brain frog rather than the big blue frog, but the big blue brain. Sorry, but yeah, not to worry.
Brain blue frog big.
Yes, exactly. Me is John says, how funny is this? I came across my feed after you guys discussed it a couple of episodes ago, but DaVinci Resolve is available for iPad. I believe it is iPad Pros only, but yeah, apparently it's all on there now. So. Mini Minecraft videos on iPad Slack.
Well, I mean, to each their own.
I mean, you think you've got bad audio using Go XLRs and Wave XLRs and all that sort of stuff. You do it through your iPad.
Oh yeah, because that's just going to help the situation. Look, that shotgun mic that they ordered off Amazon for $7 works perfect.
To be honest with you,
just plug straight in.
While I was looking at all of this audio hardware equipment, a lot of stuff is actually done for iPads now. Like you can get full on like proper XLR mic inputs for iPads and stuff like that now, which is cool. The only thing I worry about, I don't know whether they've solved this problem or not, but the iPad's only got one port, so if you plug in something in it, you're relying solely on battery to do what you're doing until it's done, unless these devices have like a secondary one that you can plug power into as well to power your iPad through that. I don't know. But if that's the case, you're running Minecraft and screen recording at the same time or editing at the same time, your battery ain't going to last very long.
No, that's going to be a serious issue there.
Yeah, maybe it could be good for shorts.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Teryte. So I only just got around to listening to the Christmas episode, and there was a mention of Hytale. From what I can tell, Hytale trailer was released, and then the developers decided to take their time and develop a better game. So tried to kill the hype for the game, but planned to bring it back closer to release. The game was also pretty much restarted, I think, in late 2021 or early 2022 to implement crossplay, with the current release date being 2024 at the earliest. For the gameplay, I think from what I have heard, it will be a survival sandbox like Minecraft, but with RPG and exploration elements that make it more like a 3D Terraria. Sorry for the book. I just wanted to try to clear up misconceptions, although I could be wrong, so take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we were thinking, but I still am yet to see any hard evidence that it's going to be any, like, mining and crafting in there. We're assuming that's what they've gone away to fix and to solve, but I've not seen anything about that officially from them, but then I haven't really looked all that much, so I think it's just an assumption we've all got.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just from the trailers alone, we've seen a block game. We affiliated it with Minecraft from the looks of it. But, yeah, I mean, what was the Minecraft Dungeons? There was no mining in it, you know?
No. Next big DLC, Minecraft Dungeons, mining and crafting. Yeah, right? So you go around in your little that starter area. Why not? Just make it diggable, right? You go in there, you dig stuff up, you get gems, give it to all of the villagers, and upgrade your weapons with it. Job done.
And you don't even have to go fight. Yeah. Sounds good.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
I like it. Sold.
The High Hopes 5 says, love the idea of y'all including a video to the podcast, even if I exclusively listen to audio only, lol. However, with kids on camera being a big concern, I feel I should point out the potential for someone watching to record and capture a snippet of one of the kids. Don't want to kill the idea, just raise a point. Well, yes, which is why we said we would address that. I don't know if you maybe went to the toilet while we were talking about that bit. We discussed the fact that Jessie B has a button that will either turn off her camera or switch to another scene when she's recording live streams, and we would use the same thing if we were recording the podcast. And just in case something did happen, obviously it will be a private recording anyway, only to a few of the patron members. And if one of those is, recording things and passing it around, then they will be fired out of a cannon into a wall made with spikes with poison on. That
drops into lava.
Yes. So, we will solve that problem. Not a problem.
Hey, it's your friend Rotated Outface again here.
Oh, my goodness. What's his problem now? Jeez.
They're saying yes. In late 2021, they decided to rebuild the entire game engine from scratch on C++ instead of Java for exactly the same reason Mojang switched from C++ for Bedrock Edition.
And there's even a statement with that one. That's about Hytale again. So, interesting. Interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know they'd made it in Java. I guess that makes sense because they were Java modders at the end of the day, weren't they? So, interesting.
Now they're having to recode the whole game.
Oof. Jeez.
Yeah, we'll see that in 2030.
Yeah. Well, maybe. They'll probably run out of money before they get that far. And then someone will make it in Java Edition in a couple of days. That's like a fan project.
Look, Minecraft mod Hytale.
Yeah. MC Lucky 34 says, I discovered the podcast by watching Foxy's YouTube content and streams, which he has turned me onto Twitch, and I now watch streams from Jesse and Slack and Jen Fire. Keep up the great work, folks. I really enjoy the topics and the banter. Well done, well done, I guess that's supposed to say. Expert level 99 podcast. It is MC Lucky 34. Thank you for saying so.
Robo Rufus 7 here with I am so happy that I had to clean out my closet and didn't feel like listening to music. That's how I found you guys. Keep up the great work. Robo Rufus 7.
Well, there we go. That's it, guys. If you want to get into something good, just go and clean out your closet, but don't listen to music. There we go. Solved. Problem.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Benji says...
Have you cleaned out your closet?
Eh?
Have you cleaned out your closet lately?
No.
I don't have one.
No. Benji says, so now we got redstone on ceilings, which is basically wires duct taped to the ceiling. Dying flowers. What is this? Alice in Wonderland? Flying horses? That one can get a pass. And then cheese? As long as we get like 80 different kinds. I don't think Benji's overly happy with all of the things we've been putting into the good ideas bin Slack.
Well, look. I like how the redstone on ceilings. They're not for that. Mm-hmm.
Well, I am. So
Well. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. We'll just look. I got the bin over here. Let me just. Oh wait, no. I'm supposed to be reading the next. Right, next feedback. Amanchu here says.
bless you.
Salute. As someone who plays both versions of Minecraft, I don't want to pick just one version. There are features in Bedrock that I wish were in Java and vice versa. It feels to me that in the name of parody, Mojang is taking away features from Bedrock Edition. I want to see more parody by adding features to one version rather than taking them away from the other. Don't take away building on the nether roof from Java. Add it to Bedrock Edition. Don't take away mobs catching fire on campfires in Bedrock Edition. Add that feature to Java Edition. Why no add a debug screen to Bedrock Edition? What about putting potions in a cauldron in Java Edition? The wish list is endless.
The thing is, Amanchu, that's all good, but if the developers have a way that they think the game should be, and one of the versions is different from that, then they will change it to fit. And Java Edition has been around forever. It's still developed by the original developers, or not all of them, but some of the original developers of the game. It's the one that I believe that the developers gets the most love. It's the one, when they're doing Minecon and all that sort of stuff, it's the one they focus on. It's the one they talk about. It's the one all of the developers that do streams on. I think that's the one we got to look at as the one that that's the baseline. So if Bedrock Edition doesn't follow it, it needs to change to follow it. It's just how it is. And yeah, you're right. Some things, it would be nice if it was the other way around. And sometimes, on very rare occasions, it is. But in terms of building on the nether roof, I don't think that should be in either game.
No, it's Bedrock.
Yeah. Mobs taking and catching fire from campfires. Yeah, let them catch fire, but then don't let them drop cooked beef. But then that's like, well, how come when I shoot them with a bow that's got fire aspect and they're on fire, it does and it doesn't? It's a cheaty way of doing things. If there's clearly a bug in the system from one version, they need to make that work so that there isn't a bug in the system, which means, generally speaking, making it like the other version. In terms of a debug screen, I'd love them to put a debug screen in Bedrock Edition, but they quite clearly, it's kind of like Apple and Microsoft, right? Apple want their devices to just work and be easy to use and not have any overcomplicated systems. You get an iPhone, or let's say Apple and Microsoft, Apple and Android, maybe. You get an iPhone, there's very little you can actually customize or do with it, or at least there used to be back in the days when I used to use it, but it just works and it works well. Android, you can do whatever you want. You can turn your phone inside out, on and off, turn it into a server, turn it into a router. You can do anything with it because it's all open, or at least it used to be. In lots of versions it is. Minecraft Bedrock's trying to achieve the same thing. It's trying to be easy for a much wider audience, whereas Java Edition still exists for, I guess, probably the more modded technical people and the people that like to fiddle with things. So it would be great if that was in Bedrock Edition from my perspective, but I don't think the majority of people using it really care all that much. And when I say majority of people, I'm meaning the confirmed massive, huge percentage of players, which is the majority, that are younger people playing on mobile devices and consoles that wouldn't really be able to use a debug screen anyway.
Minecraft is a very interesting game, though. I mean, how many games out there can you think of that have two copies of the same game on different engines?
Not many. Although quite a few games are getting mobile versions now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're getting mobile versions, but that makes you wonder, are they cross-play always? Is there compatibility issues?
Oh, no, they're all cut-down versions. Like Call of Duty's got a mobile version now, hasn't it? And I don't think it's a cross-playable with the main one, is it? I thought it was just sort of like...
No, not most of them, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there's usually knockoff versions. It's an interesting thing with Minecraft. Two different versions of the same game.
Yeah. But I don't know. They couldn't have put Java Edition on mobiles. It would have been impossible. So they had to, if they wanted it to get to, if they spent $2 billion on it, right? If they wanted it to get to a bigger audience so more people could buy it and spend money on it, they had to make a new version of it. And we know that they intended for Java Edition to be put in the bin at the beginning, but there was too much hoo-ha and they decided against it. So there's not supposed to be 2 versions. There's supposed to be one, and it's only supposed to be Bedrock Edition. But the Java Edition people are just holding on tight and not prepared to let go. So we can't, there's no point moaning about it. You know, you just go, well, that's how it is. It's a fun game. We enjoy it. We can choose whichever device we want, and some are a bit different to the others. Turtley78 says, "Hi, podcast crew. I just want to thank you for making such a great podcast. It's definitely the highlight of most weeks. For example, this last week, I got COVID, and your New Year's Eve episode helped me get through some of the harder parts. Happy 2023. Thank you very much, Turtley. I'm glad it helped you get through it. And also, Happy New Year to you. And you, Slack.
Happy New Year to you and Turtley, and hopefully you have a speedy recovery there, Turtley."
Yes.
And moving on from Turtley, we got Tyler B. "About the wish list items regarding the use of elytra underwater. In Java, it is possible. You can go in and fly. You can go in the water, fly around, and if you go out of the water with a rocket, you'll be able to fly in the air. I know Bedrock doesn't have that feature, so I know it was a wish list item for Bedrock. The reason I bring it up is because it is a feature in the game, could be a bug or an intended feature. Well, it's been in Java forever. It was in Legacy Console editions, and the closest thing we got to that on Bedrock is we can fly in lava. So if you ever fall in a lava lake in the nether, then you got your elytra on, just fire a rocket and get out of it."
Yeah, it's weird that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think with Java, don't you have to be flying before you go into the water in order to do it? Or no, you can just equip your elytra underwater, can you?
You can deploy, well, you can get to the surface and jump and deploy.
But you can't do it underwater.
I don't know. That is an interesting question. I know if you fly into the water on Java, you can actually rocket around underwater.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Don't
know.
Well,
interesting.
That is the end of this week's feedback. If you would like to leave us feedback, then make sure you email us at news@theminecraftupdate.com or fill in our handy feedback form, which is on the website, or join our Discord. All of the links are in the description below. Next, we have the news, and I didn't think we had any news, but then Slack snuck in a news piece all on his very own, which means Slack's reading the news this week, Pete. What we got, Slack?
Well, apparently, in the most recent, what was that? Was it the beta? Was it the beta? Hold on.
I think it's in 150, isn't it?
I don't know if it's in 150 or not. I saw the Reddit post on it. Apparently, in the newest version of the preview, if you toggle on the experimental features, you can offhand items.
I didn't even think you needed to put experimental on.
I thought it said you needed nothing actually moments, but turn experimental features on.
Yeah, you're reading the Reddit post. I don't. Well, maybe you do. I don't know. I haven't fiddled with it, but yeah.
Well, I know you can do it with commands already.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Silent covered that in the video the other day. But from the way this Reddit post says, and I haven't downloaded the preview to check it, but there has been a lot of commenting on it in many, many places, is... But it doesn't matter, Foxy, offhanding.
Okay, so let me clear a couple of things up then. So experimental mode, yes, you can make, and have been able to for ages with experimental mode, custom items that will go in your offhand. They're not usable, but you can make them that go in your offhand. And they don't work. They don't do anything, but that is possible with experimental features, but you can't change the current Minecraft items, I don't believe. Although I have changed them before. Like I changed the durability of gold tools for one project that I did, but I don't know if that's still possible or not. It's not supposed to be, so I think that might have been a bug. But yeah, with the replace item command, you can also force offhand items, any item in the game, to go into players offhand. But again, they're not usable. And when they are usable, like if you put a bow in your offhand, you can do the bow animation. Or I can't remember exactly how it works, but it is weird. But like shears, you can shear things if you've got shears in your offhand, but whatever you're holding in your main hand will disappear. Like if you're holding a stack of blocks, every time you shear something, it will take one of the stack of blocks away. Or if you're holding a sword, it will take durability. So yeah, it's there, but it's also not there. So it is a big deal.
It is a big deal that it's being discussed, and that's one of the biggest things I would say parody missing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That coming to Bedrock would change Bedrock.
Yeah. I think that's probably at the top of most people's wish lists, to be honest with you. Offhanding, like proper offhanding.
I mean, you give us that. Concrete farms, mud farms, so many other things, building, rockets in the offhand, food in the offhand. It's the potential to be really big.
It has, but do you think if we got it, it would work the same way it does on Java Edition? Because on Java Edition, the way all of those farms work is you use the left and right mouse buttons at the same time. So if you want to use a concrete farm, you hold concrete powder in your left, and I can't remember how it works.
You pick in your right.
Yeah, that's it. And you place very quickly with your left click, and then hold your right click, and hold them both down, and it works. That I just don't see that working on Bedrock Edition, even if they bring it over.
I don't know. But the option to have offhanding, just to be able to even build with offhanding would be nice.
Well, just to hold items and mend them would be nice. If there was a way to get things in your offhand in vanilla without needing commands or experimental, it'd be great just to be able to hold your pickaxe or hold something and have it mend while you're at an XP farm or while you're mining coal or ores or whatever.
No, I totally agree. Totally agree. It would be absolutely epic, and I hope it is a thing that we see. Honestly, I hope it's a thing that we see this year.
Yeah. See, I don't understand why they couldn't add that. You know, that doesn't seem like a big thing to do. And in terms of like this, look at this big news. It's only big news because people have just started to notice. But the ability to do that with commands has been in the game for ages, I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah. And the experimental thing's been in the game that's been in the experimental features for, I would say, well over a year, maybe even 2 years. So people are just starting to pick up on it. So I don't think it's new news. I think it's just someone like actually noticed.
Yeah, it's becoming a hot topic, I guess is the way to put it.
Yeah. So I really do hope it is a sign of things to come. We talked about previously, obviously, what am I trying to say? The new touchscreen controls potentially being an avenue into helping this out for mobile devices. That's the thing that's holding it back. That's the thing. I mean, the developers have even said that point blank. This is what the problem is. If they can solve that problem, which I really don't see as a massive problem, because if you're playing Minecraft on a mobile device or on a console, well, let's stick with mobile devices first of all. You're using two hands. You're not using one hand. You have two thumbs, or most people do at the end of the day. I'm sorry if you don't. You've got your control stick on the left and you've got your buttons on the right. If you tap anywhere on the screen, it does your hand action. Yeah?
Yeah.
Why can't you just divide that by two, like a trackpad on a mouse, so that you click on the right-hand side of the screen and it does your main hand. You click on the left-hand side of the screen and it does your offhand. How hard would that be?
Doesn't seem like it would be that hard.
No, I don't think that would be too difficult at all. So that's mobiles. Consoles, slightly different. So the way you use items with console, you've got your triggers, which one of them is basically break blocks and one of them is place blocks. How would you toggle the use of your offhand with that? And you needed another button to switch your item into your offhand as well.
No, too much brain. No. Mm-mm.
No, you almost need like a second set of triggers on that, I suppose. Oh, no, because you need the bumpers for other things as well to actually go through the items in your inventory. I was going to say you'd use the bumpers. I don't know. It would almost make sense to have the left trigger the offhand and the right trigger the main hand, but then how do you switch between placing and breaking?
No.
Maybe hold A and the trigger at the same time would break or place? Like a combination?
What if it's an unchangeable keybind too? Like RTX.
No, don't say it, Slack. Don't say it. Jeez. Oh, man. Speaking of unchangeable keybinds and things that we don't like in the game, Slack, our Bugdate is coming up. Unless you got anything else you want to talk about offhanding?
No, nothing else offhand.
Yeah.
No.
And you've got a bug for us this week.
Oh, God. Mine. Mine's an interesting one. So I play on Slackville and I play on TB. And, of course, Slackville is up to the current version. TB, we are not yet. So I've noticed a bug in the current version it's a minor thing, but it's driving me crazy and it worries me just a little bit. You remember how here a while back we were talking about the changes that they were doing with client and server, one rendering this, one seeing this, the server not getting updated to the client updates. You remember that topic?
Yeah. So just to give people a little bit of background on that, people that don't know, in a recent update for Minecraft Bedrock Edition, they changed server basically chunk rendering so that only the chunks directly around a player in the player's loaded area would be loaded by the server. Any chunks in the distance would be loaded by the client. So basically, the server knows what seed it is. The client, which is your computer or your device, knows what seed it is. And the server goes, we have these chunks available that's around the player in the system. So we'll send those down to the PC or the phone or whatever and give them that information. And the rest of the chunks outside of that distance, in the distance, basically stuff outside of the ticking era, I guess, we'll let you deal with that, and that'll save us a bunch of processing power on the server's end, it saves us a bunch of network bandwidth, and should make the game run faster. The problem is, if your device doesn't have the data for those chunks, i.e. you haven't been there and they haven't been loaded to your device. Let's say you've just loaded into your world, right? And you haven't been over there to get that information, then it's just loading up what would effectively be from a blank seed, right? Or the blank seed without any of the stuff in it, yeah?
Yeah, and it's not changing it, though. So an example of this on Slackville, we have a witch farm, and we've made a leveled out perimeter. We haven't dug the whole thing out, but we've taken out all the hills around there and everything. So, like 9 chunks in all directions, it's flat. If you're standing at the AFK spot and you log in at the witch hut, the immediate area around you, you can see it's all dug out and fine. But as you look out, you suddenly see the natural chunks back. For just a minute, they're like a ghost. You know how they had that setting where trees and stuff look really weird from a distance?
Oh, yeah.
But when you get up close, they're fine. This is exactly how the chunks look. The stone, the trees, everything there. You see it like it was vanilla. And then they disappear. And it's really frustrating. And it's not only a far away version, but I've also had this happen within blocks of my character. Like, I went and deforested an area, left that area, came back, started leveling out the ground. And as I'm leveling out the ground, I'm breaking blocks in the chunk where I cut the trees. Now the trees reappeared, but they're ghost trees.
It sounds like there's a miscommunication between the server and the client somewhere along the line. One of them is going, no, I don't have that information, so I'll load it from my end.
It's a very interesting thing, and I'm hoping that it just stays like that because it's mildly terrifying. What if, the server lags or something stupid happens? This is something we literally talk about. And some people were like, no, it can't happen. What happens if, like, all of a sudden the priority is like, oh, yeah, this is what this is supposed to be. Bam, that chunk is completely back that was dug out.
Yeah.
What happens to your build that was in there?
So all of a sudden, your client device decides that, actually, I've got the most recent version of this data. I'm going to send it to the server and rewrite everything that you've done in that chunk. I don't see how that's not impossible. People have said, oh, no, that wouldn't happen because of X, Y, Z. I think that's entirely possible if these sorts of things are going on. I'm not an expert in this sort of stuff, certainly not in servers and all, and how it all works, but I don't see why that wouldn't happen. Or that couldn't happen.
The argument that we were having that would happen is just the visual desync is already happening. So what happens if it goes beyond a visual? That's when it could get really annoying, especially if suddenly you roll back. I mean, we've had chunk corruption lines before. This reminds me a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's like, which version is it? Which version is it? Okay, we'll give you the right one this time. I don't like playing roulette with my builds.
No. I think that should definitely be a toggleable server setting. I don't think it should be just, there you go, everybody's got that. Look at what a good job we've done, guys. And everyone patters like, oh, geez, we broke it again. Jeff!
Yeah, it's interesting. I got many clips of it on streams of it happening, and it's not just me that it's happening to as well. Other people on the same version are noticing it as well. It's interesting.
Oh, goody. Oh, goody. Right.
Good talk.
Well, have you got a bug report number for that by any chance?
No, I haven't, because I want to be able to replicate it, and everything I've looked up on it doesn't find nothing. So,
But if you've got videos of it, at least you've got
I got
evidence.
videos of it. Yeah,
I would post those and just get a bug report number for that, just so we can start sharing that and get that fixed, because it sounds like pretty emergency. There's emergency going on. Help.
it sounds like things could go bad.
Yeah, definitely. Right, okay, that's enough of our bugs. I don't have one because I've been playing Dwarf Fortress, which has got a couple of bugs, but I don't think this is the place to talk about them. So I'm going to go to the community bugs, starting with Connor, who says, villagers despawn on realms randomly, even if you name them and give them an item or put them in a boat or a minecart. This makes making any kind of trading hall much more frustrating. Connor, welcome to my world of villagers just being totally irritating, despawning, delinking, you name it. Everybody else says, oh, no, that never happens. It's fine. No, villagers
Never
are fine.
happens to mine. Never happens to mine.
Yeah, see? But me and you, Connor, we're the same.
Villagers know like you, all right?
No, if you put anything in a boat, it's not persistent. So you put like a piglin in a boat and go away, it will disappear when you come back. So putting something in a boat doesn't make it persistent. It used to, doesn't anymore. Villagers will despawn like any other entity if they go over or get unloaded or loaded on a chunk border. So make sure there's no chunk borders in your trading hall. They shouldn't despawn. I haven't seen any villagers despawn for a long time. I haven't said that though, Slack. You say it doesn't happen to you. What happened to all of your villagers on Truly Bedrock Season 3?
Season 3? I don't remember now. Season 3, that was so long ago.
Didn't they all disappear from where they were and you ended up finding them somewhere totally different?
No. Oh, you're talking about... Oh, I don't even want to talk about that. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
I haven't had no problem since then.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. Brood591 says, I just found out that I am unable to craft sticks out of mangrove planks.
Oh, man. I believe that was fixed in a changelog. I don't know if it's in stable release yet or in a beta, but yeah, whenever they add new wood to Minecraft, they forget something like, oh, yeah, it doesn't set on fire, or, oh, yeah, we can't do this with it, or we can't craft that with it. But yeah, I think pretty sure that's been fixed.
Yeah.
The Big Blue Frog says, I also named a name tag Albert Einswine so I could tag a piglin for a trading post, and Minecraft replaced all of the characters with the hash sign. When Stitch Fix follows that up saying, I put Birch Forest on the sign and it replaced Birch with hashes as well. So yeah, this is going back to what was said the other day on the podcast about Minecraft Bedrock Edition suddenly being even more careful than usual with its profanity filter there.
You ever opened up that profanity filter document? It's insane.
Yeah.
Just the amount of stuff that's in there.
Many words.
It's like, but, yeah, and then some of them that should be there are just not. You're like,
yeah,
talk.
some of the, yeah, exactly. And like, I don't believe Birch will be in there, but yeah, they must have changed it so it's like a lot of like mod tools for like streaming and things like this. They'll allow you to put in a word and then it will check for misspells of that word, and it'll check for like that word but spelled not spelled differently, but like with an S on it or
similar.
Yeah, exactly. So I can imagine why but yeah, I can imagine why Birch was deleted if it's now finding misspells. But Einswine, swine, although it is quite clearly something to do with pigs, is also a bad word in certain places. So yeah.
Oh God. Oh. I'm recovering. It's fine.
Not my fault. Quick, Slack, move on.
JJ1109 says, not really a bug, but a feature on touch controls, and I've complained about it before, but double tap to craft a stack of items is so bad. So bad. What am I going to do with a stack of dark oak doors? Game? I needed to.
Build something out of dark oak doors, mate.
Yeah. Dark oak trapdoors make good trim around the top of a build, the inside,
Yeah.
like your, what is that? Foot splash and ground molding? Is that what I'm looking for? I can't remember the words. At the top of the wall.
Yeah. The thing is, they didn't make trapdoors; they made doors. So sucks to be you, JJ.
Oh, well, yeah. You gotta, yeah.
You'll need them eventually. Put them in that chest where you put stuff you don't need, and you'll totally forget about it and make more next time.
Yeah, sounds good. Yep.
Okay. Coalbuster says, be careful when building on a floating island in the sky and surrounding your bed with one too many shulkers, making Minecraft think it's necessary to spawn you inside a slab on the outside of your artificial rock. Cue yourself falling to your death, Minecraft's equivalent of getting out of bed on the wrong foot. Oof. Yeah, it looks for a safe place, but they don't always get it right.
Yeah, no, they definitely don't. Let's see here. Robo Rufus 7 says, been a while since I've had a bit, but I finally found one. If you have 2 blocks of glass across from each other, you can't see the glass in the back. It's really annoying for seeing how thick the glass is. I really hope they fix this soon. Have a good day, Robo Rufus 7.
It's not a bug, Robo Rufus. It's just how glass works. You only can see the front of glass. It's the same as leaves. You can't see the inside or the back of glass. And if you've got 2 lots of glass next to each other, only the front is visible. If you put an air gap between the glass, then that's how you do the fog effect stuff, and you can see both layers then. But yeah, it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah, intended. Yep.
Because when you're rendering transparent things and you have many, many layers of it, it does many, many hard work for your PC or your device. So it's an optimization feature. Benji says, I found a bug. Endermen are not taking damage when it's raining. I don't know if it only happens when you aggro the Enderman because I looked at it and then it came for me. But it could just not take damage from rain at all. I hope you're doing well. I often see Endermen sort of bouncing about in the rain. So is this a 1.19.50 thing? Because I still haven't been playing on that.
Or is it a desync and it's actually not raining?
Yeah. Oh, that's probably the problem, Benji. Log out, log in again. It's probably not actually raining. Yeah. Oh, man.
Foxy, why can't we sleep the night away? It's not night. It's sunny. No, it's raining and dark.
So many times. Jeez. Yeah. Oh, man. Why is there a constant thunderstorm? I slept.
Were you
it's
in the
not
nether?
going away.
Yeah. Did you go in the nether, Benji? Just out of curiosity.
Minecraft really good, mate.
Yeah. No bugs. Just one bug.
Yeah, just one bug. That's all there is.
And Lemonade, let's see if they found it here. When I was moving my items in Minecraft, they just returned to the original spots again. This was annoying, and I had to exit my inventory to make it work again. I hate that bug.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to get that one? I can tell you how to get that one every time. Grab you a stack of logs, take it and manually place it in the crafting table to turn into planks. Turn it all into planks. And then try to click the quick craft to make chests. Nope, will not work. Ever. Ever. You have to close the crafting table and go back in. It's so annoying. I hate that bug.
No. There's no bugs. There's only one bug. And if you, in the unfortunate event that you think you found a bug, you can let us know by emailing us at news@theminecraftupdate.com, or filling in our feedback form on the website, or joining the Discord. But I really don't think you'll find any because there is only just one bug. And, well, we talked about that one last week.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see in this changelog, there's this description of this podcast, no bugs listed. None.
No bugs listed.
No.
None.
None. The real reason for that, folks, is because no one's linked any bug reports, and I only list ones with bug reports in the show notes. So put bug reports on so we can fix them, and then there will only be one bug.
One that's not been submitted yet.
Yes. Right. Okay. Out of the bug date, into the wish list. Me, you, and Jessie haven't written anything in here. I don't know. Jesse's been very quiet today, Slag. You noticed?
I know. She's just not talking at all. Just ignoring us.
Maybe she's having microphone problems as well.
Maybe
she's been here the whole time. Just not been able to hear her.
Now you just mess with somebody out there. Like, wait a minute, is my audio messed up? Did I not hear Jessie?
Yeah. Wow. Jessie, you there? Oh, she muted again, guys. Okay. Have you got anything you wish for, or should we plow into the many, many wishes of the people?
No, let's plow into the many. There's a lot of wishes in here.
Slack. Do you remember
Yeah.
how Jade has asked us for a few things in the wish list, but she always has stupid ideas to the point where she wrote us some feedback saying she was done and,
Yeah.
Well, she's back with a stupid idea.
Oh god, what's the idea this week?
How about a villager that sells blaze powder? Not the rods, but the powder. It would be a high-level trade.
No,
No.
no,
No.
no, because you already get the brewing stand spawning. Now you're just wanting free fuel for it, so you never have to go into the Nether because you, Jade, have a fetish about punching pigmen. So you're just trying to avoid going into the Nether. So the answer to that is going to be a hard no.
I totally get where you're coming from with that one, Jade, but as usual, I think villagers already are way too OP and sell way more things than they should do. I don't think they should sell quartz. I don't think they should sell blaze powder. I don't think they should sell ender pearls. I think all of those things should be difficult to get because that's the sort of stuff that you get when you're getting towards the end game. And I remember the days of going out into the Nether, like just quartz mining for hours and hours and hours, and you felt like your quartz was valuable. Now you just got 58 villagers standing in a corner going, "You want any quartz, mate?" And it's just like, I can make anything out of quartz now, and I just think it's an ugly block.
Fully agree with that. It's like I love blue ice because of how much of a pain it is to get.
Yes. It gives value to the things. Ender pearls, like
trade
speedrunners play the game in 10 minutes, less than 3 minutes or something, the fastest speed run.
Something like that, yeah.
When you used to just have to get ender pearls the old-fashioned way, it was hard. You know? You have to go out, wait for nighttime, wait for endermen to spawn. Hopefully they'd drop something, but they wouldn't because you only had an iron pickaxe to hit them with. I like that. I prefer it. No more villagers. Burn them all.
I don't know about rebalance them.
Yeah, rebalance them. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they need a rebalance.
Yes.
But Jade's idea about blaze powder, that's not going in the good ideas, man.
Sorry, Jade.
Right. Genfire up next with Wandering Trader Deterrent. An item when placed on the ground or when placed prevents the Wandering Trader from spawning in your area with his minions. I actually like this.
Yeah, well, I knew you would because it's Jen.
It really had nothing to do with Jen. It's just the fact that I actually really like that.
Why?
I don't like the Wandering Trader always spawning in my area. It feels like I have to stop and go kill him.
But what would the range be? And
it's horrible as a beacon.
yeah, but the thing is, you'd have to load it, right? It'd have to be within your loaded area. I like the idea of, I'd love the idea of something like an overpowered beacon that could prevent all mobs spawning in a certain area and the Wandering Trader. That sounds great. Practically ain't going to work.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Unless we all got Java Edition, mate, it ain't working.
Sad moment.
Sorry, Jen. Sorry to take that away from you.
Yeah. Nope.
Just turn off Wandering Traders. There's literally one command. Do it.
But then not vanilla.
Then neither is putting down an item that stops them spawning.
That's why we wish for it.
Well, I wish for the command to be in vanilla, or just get rid of him. Just take it out of the game. Jeez. Do you know what's really good?
Feature.
The Wandering Traders in Dwarf Fortress are amazing. Like you get other dwarves coming along to sell you stuff, elves, humans, and goblins, and they've always got amazing stuff. And it's worth it. And you actually trade like stuff that you've made for it. And you're like, I can't wait for the trader to come along again. Not Minecraft, mate.
Interesting.
No. Stupid.
Want some seeds?
The one and the crap? No, I'm all right, thanks. Sure, I got loads of crap. I know. You want llamas? No.
You know, if he could trade like everything in the game and it was always random what he got, maybe. And he could trade more than just a couple blocks.
Yeah. Well, the Big Blue Flog has an idea. They say, okay. I don't mind the Wandering Con Man so much, but I wish his trades upgraded over time instead of rotating through the same early game stuff. Well, we kind of, on one hand, we're saying we should take away end game stuff from villagers. What if the Wandering Trader did have that stuff?
Ooh, the end game stuff, yeah.
So it would work, in my mind, the way that difficulty scales per chunk. So if you've been in an area for a long time and those chunks have got a higher difficulty level, that would change the level of the stuff that you would get from the Wandering Trader if he turned up in those areas.
Then people just build an AFK trader farm.
Yeah, true. But, how else would it work? How else does he determine that you're worthy? Maybe how much XP you've got?
Then no, that's an easy manipulatable system too. The only other option would be to trade with him.
Yeah, but then he disappears.
To unlock his traits.
Unless there's like a history of how much you've traded with the Wandering Trader.
Now that would be an interesting thing.
So the game logs, a bit like, Hero of the Village and all that sort of stuff. The villagers, again, difference between Java Edition and Bedrock Edition, and one I think Bedrock should win on this one. If you drop your villager trades down on Bedrock Edition, doesn't matter who trades with them, they're cheaper. On Java Edition, it's only the person that actually cured them or has traded with them before. It's per player. So on Java Edition, they've obviously got a system in place that logs the interaction with that player to that villager, which would work in the sense of what we're talking about here with the Wandering Trader. So if you've traded with the Wandering Trader 10 times, maybe upgrades to the next level. But I really want the things I want the villager system like Bedrock has in terms of, if you go to the effort of making your villagers cheaper, why is it only for you? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So what are we saying, Slack?
I'm torn on this one. What are you saying?
I think for now it should reside in the fun ideas bin.
Yeah, okay, fun ideas. Yeah, it's not quite a good idea yet. It needs modifying. Yeah. Try again, Frog. Try again.
There we go. I have made notes. All right, who is it?
I see you making notes here. All right, so next up, we got JJ1109 with, I know we've got the fill biome command somewhere. Java, ? I don't know. But it would be amazing if you could change the biome via an in-game mechanic. For example, if you dig a river through a desert and plant a lot of oak trees around it, all of a sudden you have a plains biome running through the desert. Or if you chop down all the oak trees in the plains and plant acacia, now you have a savanna biome. Jungle trees and bamboo, hurrah, now you have a bright green grass.
That's not how... biomes are not a Minecraft-specific thing. The world has biomes. If you live near the equator, it's hot. It doesn't matter how many blocks of ice you put there or how many different types of trees you plant or how many rivers you dig through a desert, it's still a desert. So on one hand, I like the idea because, when you're terraforming over what used to be a river and the grass is a different color, that's annoying. It would be nice if you paved over a river if the grass didn't change color. But on the other hand, I don't think they should change.
No, I don't think they should change. I'm going to go with the argument you don't like the color of the biome, don't base there.
Yeah. So, sorry, JJ. I genuinely like it. I genuinely do. I think it would be great as I'd love to be able to do that. Put a load of sand down and it becomes a desert. But it's not. No. No.
Or if you weren't trying to make a desert, though, what if you wanted to do a little beach thing and you didn't want that desert-y color with it? I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe we should just stop Minecraft having different colors in different biomes and make everything the same.
No.
Okay, fine. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Teryte. I would like a way to edit vanilla blocks in add-ons and for Mojang to stop messing with the block properties and breaking the one add-on I want to making me lose all motivation for it. Oh, Teryte, yes. On one hand, I want Minecraft, the guys at Bedrock to just stop fiddling with things, release the stuff out of experimental and just go, right, I'm not going to change it again. But they never, ever stop. They don't stop fiddling with the vanilla entities, the vanilla blocks, the vanilla items, and it breaks everything constantly. It is an absolute pain. So I totally agree with you on that. But they fiddle with them most of the time for the better to improve them and to fix them. In terms of them allowing you to edit vanilla blocks, yes, please. That would be so good if we could actually change the properties of vanilla blocks with add-ons. I want that as well. That is one of the biggest things on my list that I need. So, yeah, I'm well up for that.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I'll just say, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
I don't make add-ons, so Yep.
Yeah,
You can have that one.
It's not just a good idea, that one. If we had a great idea bin, which we don't, it is definitely in there. It's been on my list of stuff for ages. And
Okay, here, you
vanilla
can have
items
the
as
bin
well.
this week while Jesse's not here. Here, let me slide that back over to you. There you go.
Oh, thank you very much. It's just, There we go. Got it. Nice.
Okay.
Amazing.
Right. Next, we got Robo Rufus 7 up here, and I wish you could rotate buttons. It would make builds just look better. I think it is in Java, so maybe we will get some parity there. Have a wonderful day, Robo Rufus 7.
It is not in Java Edition. But yes, I would like that. I'd also like to be able to rotate levers as well. What if I want a sideways
on the
one?
levers, so yeah. Okay, yep, good idea.
Good idea, Robo Rufus. Well done. We like it. Yes, rotatable things would be nice.
Oh no.
Oh no. Is it me or you?
No. Oh, it's you.
How come I always get Jade ones? She must hate me. Jade, I'm so sorry. Marabelljade says, if you put an enchanted bow in when making a dispenser and it is dispensing arrows, the arrows should have the effect, i.e., if you have flame on the bow, it shoots flaming arrows. Jade, this is probably the first idea you've had that I don't mind.
No, because then you're wanting that to save extra block data. No, if you need a dispenser to shoot flame arrows, just put lava in front of it.
Or just put, it would be nice if you could get like tipped flame arrows.
Oh, what if you could enchant arrows?
A stack at a time, though. You used to just throw them in a cauldron full of potion stuff, didn't you? And then that would tip them. I don't know if that's still a thing in Bedrock Edition or not.
Yeah, it's still a thing.
So maybe you could make like iron arrows and throw them in fire and make them flaming arrows. I don't know.
Oh, that would be interesting if you had different level arrows, not just your, flint ones, but then you could have iron ones and so forth.
Yeah, they're a bit like obsidian arrows or something. So yeah, so they hit a bit harder. I'm up for more different. I'd love the weapon system in Minecraft's rubbish. Let's be honest. Swords, you've got some scaling, but they're all the same. You've got one bow, you've got one crossbow, and you've got a bunch of different types of arrows with effects, but they're all the same arrow at the end of the day. There's no scaling on there. So yeah, I'd be well up for different types of bows and different types of arrows. I think an overhaul on the combat system is well overdue anyway, but just on the range stuff, yeah.
Okay, so we're scrapping Jade's idea, we're throwing away and just doing a overhaul?
Yeah. So overhaul on ranged weapons, yeah?
Yeah, and ignore the whole dispenser thing. Yeah, I like that. Good. Yep. Right, the big blue frog is up next with, I would just like for the potions to be a little more distinct. Like, some of the colors are just too close, and I hate having to click on each one to tell what it is. The aqua potion shouldn't look like just water. I'm sure someone has a texture pack that fixes it, but I haven't found one.
I agree. Yeah, it's really annoying, the fact that a lot of the potions look exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Yeah. Maybe, no, we've only got 16 by 16 pixel textures, but I was going to say like a little icon on the label would be quite useful, but then...
Yeah, like a cross for
poison,
healing, and poison for a skull, and a shoe for leaping.
Yeah, but then we'd need much bigger icons for those. So I think just... Problem with different colours as well is you've got the whole colourblind people argument as well, which, that makes it difficult to see certain shades differently from other ones. So I think there should be a more visual side to it. I know you can hover over it and see the text, but yeah, I totally agree. Big blue flog.
Yeah.
Are we having a good idea there?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe labels too. There we go. Good. Excellent. Many good ideas today. Lemonaden says, I wish that you can get achievements even though you enable cheats in Bedrock. I'm always tired of losing my stuff after I die, but can't get achievements when I enable cheats. There can be a turn on achievements while cheat option before you make the world. No. What I will say, though, is Java Edition advancements instead of Xbox Live achievements, yes. Then it's up to you.
Yeah, ban achievements, give advancements. Well, that's not a bad one, Lemonade. Not a bad one there. We just modified it a little bit. And of course, we got Lemonade back again with vertical slabs. I know you talked about it a long time ago, but I'm not sure if you put it in the good ideas list or not.
I already made it, Lemonade. I got add-on for it. If you want to download my Vertical Slabs add-on, you can get that from foxyandhotel.com, and it has every tingle. It's got every tingle slag. It also has every single type of slab in the game that can be placed vertically, and it works rather nicely. So go and download it. It's all free. You're welcome.
The next update, then they break it.
Yeah,
right?
probably. It's probably broken already. I haven't checked. Is actual vertical slabs in the game no vanilla slack? What do you think?
No.
Why?
I don't like it.
Why?
It doesn't feel Minecrafty. No, you might as well start giving us the ability to make ramps and the ability to make circle objects in Minecraft then.
Why? Well, what's the difference? We got horizontal slabs. What's the difference between a horizontal slab and a vertical slab?
Because we haven't had it yet.
Yeah.
And they haven't gave it to us.
Right. They're great. Right. How many times have you used trapdoors to make a false wall because your wall's only one wall thick? And then you get to the corner and you're like, I can't put two trapdoors together.
Well, you also got these things called walls.
Yeah, but
kind of are vertical slabs.
If you're building a building, then all of you, if you want different decoration on each side of the wall, every single one of your walls has got to be 2 blocks thick. If you've got vertical slabs, then you can have one wall or one slab on one side and one on the other, and it's only taking up a block's worth of space.
Your literal argument is you want vertical slabs to make walls.
Yeah.
The game has walls.
Yeah, but they can't be. No. The game has a handful of rubbish walls that are very laggy. No, I genuinely have no issue with vertical slabs. I think after having made the add-on and having played with them, I think they are genuinely fun to use. I think they enable a lot of creativity, and I don't see that they.
I'm in a good mood. You can have it today.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Slack. Appreciate it, mate. Okay, last one then. Is this me or you?
That's you with Lemonade.
Okay, Lemonade. One-way glass. You should craft it by putting a glass block next to any block. Make one-way glass. I know you can do it with mods or commands, but I want to make it without mods or commands. I don't think you can do it with mods or commands. Certainly not on Bedrock Edition. Maybe you can on Java.
I can't think of a way you could do that with commands.
We've got tinted glass. I'm trying to think of a use case for one-way glass, unless you're making some sort of police station. I don't really see, unless you're like a bit of a peeping Tom, that is something you really need.
Yeah, I'm going to say no on this one. Just no, I can't think of a use for it, and I'm going to say no because that just gives weird vibes.
Yeah. Okay, maybe take yourself off to one side, Lemonade, and have a question why you want peeping glass, and I really hope it's because you're building
why we
a
need this in the game and we don't understand why.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Okay, right. Moving on from the wish list then, we are going obviously into the questions, and we only have... Do you know what it is like? I think everybody's so excited about getting all of their wish list ideas in the game because Mojang have guaranteed that they're going to put every single one of our good ideas into the game eventually. And no one bothers writing us questions anymore. We got 4 questions this week.
Well, I guess people don't really want to hear from what we have to say.
No, maybe they've asked us all the questions already. We got a lot of feedback. We've had a few bugs. We always get a lot of wish list stuff, which I like because that's good fun putting things in the good ideas bin. But it'd be nice to have some questions, guys. Just saying, come on.
I mean, we like to talk too.
Yeah, please, bro.
Next week, 6-hour podcast, 200 questions.
Yeah, sorry, we'd have to leave a load of questions out this week. Yeah. Okay, oh my goodness, why do I struggle with the big blue frog? The big blue frog. Is there any way to use world pruning tools like Amulet or Foxy's pruning tool to trim worlds on mobile? I can move a copy of my world to my wife's Mac or her Windows Surface. If that helps, I just don't have Minecraft installed on her computer. Yes, by doing exactly that. You don't need Minecraft installed on the device that you're running Amulet or my prune tool on. You just need a copy of your world there. You can run the prune tool on it and then copy it back to your mobile device. That is the simplest way to do it on mobile. Or, if you're feeling brave and your world size is less than 500 megabytes, you could upload it to, is it Chunker?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a pretty good system, although a little bit like Amulet's system, it doesn't deal with entities. So if you delete chunks that had entities in them, you will find that the entities are somewhere buried within the terrain that generates around them, like minecarts and things like that. So my prune tool, of course, deals with everything because I do it properly, guys. But this other rubbish, use it at your own your own behest. But yeah, it's very convenient for mobile devices because it's a web app.
Yep. I have nothing to add to that one. That was more of a question for. Yep, that you answered it.
Fair enough.
Faded Daddy, I was up next with Hello All. I was wondering if any of you all have tried Ko-Fi as an alternative to Patreon, and if so, how it went. I think it's supposed to have less fees, thus you get more of the donations. Faded Daddy.
I think it's pronounced coffee.
Coffee, Ko-Fi.
I used to call it
Buy me
Ko-Fi.
a coffee.
And people says, no, you're saying it wrong. It's coffee. No, I haven't tried it. Somebody mentioned in the feedback, and I know obviously Jessie's mentioned it before that she uses it. I think Ricky uses it as well, but I have no experience with it at all.
There's so many different things out there that people can use. It's pick your poison, I guess. Pick which one you want.
Yeah, if it was up to me, I'd have all of my stuff like that in one place. I would like Twitch subs, YouTube channel members, Patreon, and Discord all to just be on one service, because I don't like the fact that I got a new YouTube member, I need to sort them out. I got a new Twitch sub, I got to sort that out. I got a patron, I got to sort that out. Now, Discord are just opening up in certain places around the world the ability to do everything inside of there. And if that's decent and a low fees, then I think I'd be tempted to move to that. But then I've already got these established things set up. So for me, I don't want another one. And even if it is,
that's my argument.
Say again.
That's my argument. I don't want another one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if it's cheaper or if there's less fees, that's great. But when you've already got a business set up through these other ones, how do you say to 100 patrons, oh, can you all please just kindly go over there and then not lose half of them?
Yeah, exactly. Because some people are going to be like, well, if you don't, well, never mind, I'll just cancel,
Yeah.
Why do I need this?
I'm shutting down my Patreon. I'd really appreciate it if you all move over to Ko-fi because there's less fees and I guarantee you'd have less than half come back.
Oh, you wouldn't even have half. I'd say you probably get a third.
So,
yeah,
I just think having too many buckets is not a good thing. Although I still believe that PayPal is the best route to go down, although it's a little bit more tricky to set up. But you can do recurring payments through PayPal now. There's way less fees than everywhere else. It's way more convenient. You can put buttons for it on your website. I wish I'd done that from the start, to be honest with you. But
yeah, PayPal is without a doubt the best way to go about it, where the creator gets the most bang for their buck and the less fees.
Yeah, and it's very easy to implement into, although it's probably quite complicated for people that aren't very technical, but for me, I find it very easy to implement that into my website that will keep track of how many people have, joined up and what they are and what they're doing. It'd be great. But you can't, in your Twitch streams go, can everybody, don't subscribe to me and gift all those subs to people. Can you just all, anyone you was going to gift a sub to, just count all that money up and put it in my PayPal. It doesn't work like that,
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, so no, it's lovely that these things exist, and it's amazing that people are generous enough to use them. But I think when you have too many, there's too much choice and it's too confusing. Right, is it me?
Yep, it's you.
Robo Rufus is back saying, what was yours first Minecraft world? Mine was back in 2014 where I made a giant crater with TNT and built a house on the bottom. Robo Rufus fell from his crater and died from fall damage. Do you remember yours, Slack?
My very first world? No, because that would have been Java. No, I have no clue.
See, I do remember mine. I think I've even probably got it still somewhere. And I remember it so fondly because I knew nothing about the game. And I ended up just digging a big hole, as you do, from the surface, and with rubbish tools, because I didn't know about enchantments or anything like that. And I didn't have diamonds. I had this tiny little, like, it wasn't even a house. It was just sort of a hole in the wall with some glass at the side, which was like a window, and I made like rooms in there for a bedroom and things, but I didn't decorate any of it. I didn't know anything about it. And then I started messing about with minecart tracks and stuff like that and seeing if I could make minecart tracks to different areas. And I thought, I can remember it as clear as day, that world. And I just have such fond memories of those early days playing Minecraft. And I wish there was a way to get that feeling back again.
Now, the first world that was Java, I don't remember. But I do remember my first world on console that I played forever. And that was, dear God, I did the same thing. I remember that world like the back of my hand. I could take you anywhere on that world. And I did the same thing, just giant dig for no apparent reason. And I remember I started building a pyramid out of cobblestone that was 2 stacks long. So, 128 by 128. And I couldn't finish it because the world height at that time was only, I don't know, like 120 or something like that. And I started on 60 and I didn't have enough room to finish the pyramid. That was really annoying.
Yeah.
Really, really annoying.
So there was nothing in that world of mine. It was literally just that hole, this little tiny thing in the hill, and then these minecart tracks, because then I think I started a new world when I realised, right, okay, I kind of get in this now. I started a new world and built a lot more things in there, and I can remember those as well, which is strange because I've got, generally speaking, a very terrible memory for that sort of stuff. But I guess, when you're... Well, I can look back and go, yeah, Minecraft was the right choice for me to make as a content creator because I was literally hooked in from that point and took those memories all this way with me. I could tell you exactly what my first Bedrock world was like. I could tell, back in the day, and those were before content creating. That was when I had the Minecraft music on as well, and it was so gorgeous just to sit and play.
Well, that Minecraft music hits a certain way sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly did back in the old days when there was just that little twiddly bit of piano every now and then. That was it. There was none of this ambient noise and cave noises and nether noises. It was just, man, I'd love to go back to that and experience all of that over again.
Experience that again for the first time, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Robo Rufus, for those memories. Jeez.
Yep. Next, we got Lemonading up again. And what is your favorite device for Minecraft? Computer, mobile, Nintendo, Xbox, Mac, laptop? Personally, my favorite is a computer, but I can't afford it, said Lemonade.
How do you know it's your favorite then?
Exactly.
Maybe you've used someone else's. Mine is quite clearly a choice between the Nintendo Switch and mobile. They're my favorite devices to play Minecraft on. What about you, Slack?
Sarcasm is high with you.
Yeah. Oh, man. Minecraft doesn't work on Nintendo Switch at all. Don't get it. If you got it, get your money back. Mobile is great for so many people, but my thumbs are too fat and I'm too clumsy. Console, I can't use because the analog sticks don't point where I want them to point. I don't have a MacBook. I don't like it on the laptop because it makes my laptop go the whole time I'm playing. So it's computer for me.
I would say computer, but if we were to break this down even more, I need mouse and keyboard. Like if I could play it on the Xbox again, but I'd have to use mouse and keyboard.
Oh, no, you can't.
What do you mean? No, I can't.
Xbox no like mouse and keyboard at the minute.
Why not now? What?
I'm pretty sure. Maybe I've picked up something else, but I'm pretty sure I read something the other day saying that Xbox were having trouble with like mice and keyboards unless they were a particular type or brand or something. I might have just made that up. Maybe it was Android or a phone or something I'm thinking of. But yeah. If it does work, which I'm sure it does, and I'm probably getting the wrong end of the stick, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have any different experience putting an Xbox on my desk plugged into my computer with a keyboard and mouse plugged into it.
Yeah, that's how I used to do it. That's how I switched to keyboard and mouse, because I was doing command block stuff on the Xbox all the time. And you know how annoying it is to try to do commands with a controller?
Yeah. So
I hooked up a keyboard and mouse and keyboard to my Xbox, and I would use the controller to move around, and then I would grab the keyboard to do, the command that I needed to do, and then I'd switch back over to controller, and then it slowly became a thing where it was just, I don't need a controller, I can do this faster, just moving from one command block to the other, and that's how I got myself using mouse and keyboard on Minecraft, because I was nothing but controller before that.
I'm going to take it back, Slack, about the Xbox thing. It would be great if I just played Minecraft, but I wouldn't be able to do all my add-on stuff with that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You wouldn't even be able to use custom resource packs.
No. No. Yeah, I'll take it back. Take it back.
Yeah.
Don't want it.
No. Just PC only. Yeah, PC only. Yeah.
Speaking of what you just said about switching between mouse and keyboard, I haven't done it for a long time because the games haven't been out for a long time, but that was how I used to play things like GTA. I would do all the driving with my controller, but I couldn't do the analog sticks quick enough to do the shooting, so I had to switch to my keyboard and mouse for the shooting and then go back to the controller for the driving. So, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's absolutely great.
Ah, man. Yeah. We're all strange, aren't we? Or is it just me?
No.
I don't know.
No, we're all strange.
Okay.
None of us are normal. Yeah.
Right, peeps, that is the end of the questions. If you want to ask us a question, you can email us at news@theminecraftupdate.com and say, why Slack's audio sound like there's a little man in his room that's making weird noises with a squeaky wheel? Or you can fill out our feedback form.
Why is Foxy Mike crack? Sorry.
Yeah. Or you can fill out our handy feedback form, which is on the website, which is theminecraftupdate.com. Or you can join our Discord and put it in there, and someone else can answer it before we get a chance to on the show. Just as a nice reminder, you know the words. Just as a reminder, we are now supported by Patreon. So if you have enjoyed this show, then perhaps you could consider helping us out and supporting us through that. The link is patreon.com/the Minecraft Update. Now, Slack, what are you going to be doing this week?
This week, I'm going to continue on with my trend of being a better me. Streaming, staying on top of things, and just trying to recenter myself.
Yeah.
And enjoy life.
Good. Well, this week, I'm going to be dragging myself away from Dwarf Fortress. I would like to say I'm going to fill it. I'm going to do all my streams, but this weekend, particularly Thursday and Friday, are going to be quite strange. So I think next week, fingers crossed, I can't see any reason why I won't be back on track with my 4 streams a week and getting some videos out there as well. Speaking of video, Slack, what are you doing on Friday?
Friday, early morning, I'm good. Afternoon, so we have to start early.
Yes, that's fine, because I've got to pick Oliver up in the afternoon anyway.
Okay, because I got afternoon things that I got to do.
Nice. So I might have a video this Saturday with a bit of luck then. Oh, geez. On that note, it is the end of our show, which means all that's left to do is to say the same thing that I say at the end of every podcast, and that is, if you struggle to say the big blue flog like I do, then are you me?
Am I you?
You?
Are you me?
Am I you?
Am I real? Are you real?